And we are live. What's good, Josh and man, Dale Saint? Welcome. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Dale Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. We're going to see what's going on with it. Man. Um, you made it to the weekend, y'all. Now it's time to get your wiggle on. Time to get out there and act the fool, man. You know what I mean? Take the kids over to grandma's house or take them to their co-parents, and you can go out there and do what you need to do. Man, I hope y'all hope you had a good week. And I hope you're anticipating a good weekend. Shout out to South Florida, man. Looks like they're trying to dry out down there. Man, they got dumped on. They had so much rain down there, man. It was like literally the streets were turned into swamps, man. Little mini lakes down there. Cars were completely submerged, floating around. Man, a lot of damage down there. A lot of damage. Be careful buying any cars that came out of Florida in the past year or so, y'all. Between a hurricane and that big storm, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot of vehicles out there getting water damage, man. Make sure y'all check the Carfax. Make sure you check the Carfax. Glad y'all are here, man. Please hit the like on your way in. Appreciate it if you don't mind. And yeah, we're gonna get right into it, y'all. We're just gonna talk about some dating stuff. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty easy. Some typical manosphere stuff, man. Some RP stuff we're about to talk about, bro. And this is gonna be fun. I like to keep these shows kind of light. You know what I mean? Sometimes people be like, man, you're going too heavy. Keep it kind of light. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. So I'm just looking at the playback, making sure everything is cool. Yeah, looks like we're good. So I got a couple videos queued up, man. Got some articles queued up, and we're gonna be watching this guy Tony V, dating coach. Not Tony V, it's Todd V. Never heard of this dude before. Apparently, he's a dating coach, been out there for a long time, and he's just out there doing his thing. And I stumbled on one of his videos when he's talking about day game. I'm sorry, cold approach versus uh online dating and stuff like that, right? And he was saying some stuff that I'm just kind of shaking my head, yo. I'm like, wait, okay. Um, and we're gonna also react a little bit to whatever podcast clips. Y'all know whatever podcast is basically fresh and fit, you know, LA. Same format. The only difference is the guy Brian is he deals with the women with kid gloves, so to speak. Whereas Myron Fresh is just being real with it. But I like watching the clips. I've never sat down and watched a whole episode. It's just it's kind of like watching Fresh and Fit after hours. It just gets difficult to watch after a while. I can't do it. Myron and Fresh has daytime shows where they talk about stuff that's definitely worth watching. You're talking about credit, talking about making money, talking about real estate, talking about networking. Being fit. They bring on all sorts of kind of people. So the daytime shows I like to catch. And Myron Fresh hasn't been on since Vegas, man. I know Myron wasn't feeling good. I'm gonna have to reach out to him. I didn't reach out because I just figured he'd be all right, little jet lag, but I don't even think they're on today, man. So I'm gonna have to hit him up, make sure he's cool. I know Fresh is cool, man. He was out there broadcasting from Fort Lauderdale with the cars are getting swamped in all the water or whatever. So yeah. Sister Candace is in the house. What's good, love? How you doing? Always a pleasure to see you. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. So yeah, so we got that. We're gonna have this Todd V. We're gonna have some whatever podcast clips up there. We got a couple of those clips. And then I got an article from the New York Post we're gonna read, and then some other information, and then we're done. So, what I mean? I look forward to seeing what y'all have to say. I was putting out shorts earlier today, put out a short talking about Budweiser and how they copped out, refused to take accountability for that Dylan Mulvaney thing. And then I turned that into some official YouTube shorts, and people seem to like it. There's a lot of talking about it. A lot of views, a lot of people making comments. So shout out to all y'all for doing that. And I also put out something about Clarence Thomas. Probably tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about Clarence Thomas, and I'm going to be talking about that Air National Guard dude who should get locked up forever for leaking all those documents. Going to talk about those two. That's going to be a Downrange podcast episode tomorrow, guys. 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna go in on that because that Air National Guard guy, I don't know what that dude. And a lot of people are like, he's just a kid. Nah, he's 21 years old. You can enlist at 18. Man, there's so many issues around. Now I'm definitely gonna talk about that because that doesn't make any sense. You're right, sis. L Air National Guard fella, absolute L. Forget that dude. I mean, because what he did, I mean, he's just a
you big dummy.
That's what he is. Just a big dummy for doing that. So yeah, let's get into this, y'all. Let's so tomorrow, Downrange podcast right here. We're gonna be talking about Clarence Thomas, and we're gonna be talking about this Air National Guard dude, and you know, maybe throw in a little bit of that Dylan Mulvaney stuff, just to round it all out. Brother Dinosaur's in the house, man. What's good, fam? How you feeling? The 21-year-old with classified documents was FBI picked up yesterday, looking at 15 years. But Trump still on holiday at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, Trump's number will come up, bro. You know what I mean? Those two cases, although they're both dealing with documents, there were subtle differences. But don't trust me when I tell you, man, Trump's number is coming up. He's definitely going to have to answer for those documents. And it might not just be him. You know what I mean? Vice President Pence, you know, they were kind of looking at that. They were looking at the current president, Joe Biden, has some breaches in that protocol. So they're going to be looking at more than just Trump, which they should. We are just way too loose with these documents, man. I don't know what's going on. We're definitely going to talk about that tomorrow. Hopefully you can be there, man. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. But as a former military man, bro, you know what I mean? He shouldn't get out of jail for a very long time, bro. He should be at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, man, making big rocks into little rocks for a long time. Think about what he did. Man, he endangered so many people, bro. This is terrible. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. So today, let's talk about what's going on. You know, dating, y'all. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Shout out to Rich Cooper's always saying the juice just isn't worth the squeeze these days. When you're talking about modern dating, and then, you know, it's a problem out there, y'all. It's a problem. So we're going to start with this dating coach, man. It's this Todd V guy, online dating versus cold approach. Let's listen to what he has to say about this. And I'll give my takes on it as we go, as y'all know how we do it. I'll put in my little 2 cents. So yeah, let's rock this out.
So which is actually better, online dating or cold approach? This has been a massive debate in the dating community for years. And by the end of this video, I'm going to settle that debate. But in the meantime, I'm going to give you the brutally honest truth about both. What's good and what's bad. Let's dive in.
And like before my man even gets into it, you know what I mean? Cold approach versus online dating, bro. Look, you got to do both. If you out there and you're trying to get on, you're out there, you're a young man and you're trying to meet women, call it, you know, looking for your soulmate, womanizing, whatever it is you're trying to do, it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and you're going to have to use every single tactic out there, every single way that you can get women into your funnel. You're going to have to use it. Not just those two, every single one. You're going to have to use the night game, that club game. You're gonna have you have to use social circle game. You have to use dog game. You know what I mean? You got to do yoga game. You know what I mean? You know, everything possible is what you're gonna have to do because it's a numbers game at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. But let's continue.
It goes well, will lead to the most epic, exhilarating, memorable stories you have ever had in your entire life, and the most memorable experiences you will ever have. The stuff you will remember on your deathbed and be glad you were a living human being for. I mean, just put it this way. In magazines like Playboy and Penthouse, there's these like forbidden stories, there's the secret stories that guys like literally they get aroused just reading them. What are those stories? They're actually just stories of successful cold approach. My adult life from doing cold approach has been a series of men's fantasies. That is insane. That is incredible. Just contemplate that for 1 second.
That's a little bit extreme. I mean, that's a little bit on the. We're gonna fluff it up and you know that. Yeah, you can come up with some stories. You can, but cold approach, extreme numbers, and coming up with those stories. A lot of those stories that he's talking about back in the olden days when they had Playboy, a lot of those stories were between uh men and women, and they were random stories. So it wasn't even really about cold approach. It was about different circumstances in which a dude found himself with a baddie or whatever, and she just was feeling it or whatever. I'm sure there are stories out there when a guy goes up and talks to a girl, and then a few hours later, you know what I'm saying, he's all up in the Foxy Brown. Sure. Do I have stories like that? Yeah, I got stories like that. You know what I mean? But they're not, you know, those results aren't common. They're not, right? They're not. And in most cases, it had nothing to do with the approach, to be honest with you. The secret was me not putting my foot in my mouth. She wanted to do what she wanted to do, and I was savvy enough not to say something to make her change her mind. So I don't, you know, any guys out there who thinking, well, I'm just going to cold approach and I'm going to go out here and get me some Playboy stories. I'm going to go out here and get me some erotic stories that's going to impress my friends. It could happen, but it's going to take a long time, bro.
So cold approach is definitely the most fun way to game. On the other hand, my favorite thing about online dating, which I have also done for 2 decades, by the way, is that once you have an online dating system that works, you have a good profile and good photos, it's autopilot. You just sit back and it's like, ding, I have a match, ding, I have a match, copy, paste, I have a date. It is absolutely effortless. You do not even have to think. You just basically get dressed and show up for your dates. That's
Again, I mean, he's kind of making it sound real simple. Like real simple, yo. It's not. You have better chances with your cold approach than you do with your dating profile. Now, if you're one of those dudes, like you the stud type, you the prototype, you know what I mean? Like my man Rook, if you like that, yeah, you're going to have some crazy success with online dating. I mean, if you just the Adonis looking dude, you got the look, whatever. Yeah, you're going to have crazy success. It's going to be like in that little clip you just seen, like ding, ding, ding. You know what I mean? You're going to see that. But you talking about a top 5% dude. No, everyone knows that the dating game, online dating game, is trash for the average guy. It's trash for the slightly above average guy. Like, I moved out here. I've been in Central Florida a little over 3 years. When I first got here, I jumped online, online dating. It was garbage, man. All of the apps was garbage. And as a dude, you're going to wind up paying, again, because it's a numbers game. Like, even when you go through, I was going through looking at profiles, and I was like, nah. And then I would see something I'm interested in. Okay, she's interested in me, and let me hit that. And you got to wait for a match or whatever. Bro, it's horrible. It's horrible. I only know one person that has what he's talking about, this autopilot thing. And like I said, that's a top 5% dude. Everyone else got to work hard, man. And you got to do all of the sites, all of the dating sites. You got to do the sugar sites, and you got to make sure your Instagram is on par, because that's where it is right now. Is Instagram is the #1 dating app on the planet. So this dude right here, I mean, when I saw this, it was a head scratcher. Like, man, what is he talking about? And he got a lot of followers. You know what I'm saying? He's very successful on YouTube. So, guys are, they're buying what he's selling. Brother Penny's in the house, man. What's good, Penny Jules? Dude is clearly selling snake oil. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
Pretty incredible, if you ask me. On the other hand, cold approach is epic because you have access to literally every girl on the planet. Every girl goes out at some point during the day and is available to be cold approached. And if you do night game, you actually have a situation where people have gathered the girls together in a nightclub just for you to approach. And so, every single girl at some point is available to someone who's an aware cold approacher. And the opportunities are just going to come up naturally and automatically in your life. You're at Starbucks, there's a girl there, boom, do that approach. You're sitting on an airplane, girl sits next to you, boom, you do that approach. All right. It is incredibly easy and available, and it will come up over and over again once you are good at it. On the
He's using the word easy way too much. Yo, gentlemen, I'm out here to tell you, young and old alike, approaching women, womanizing, having good game is not easy. It's not. It's not easy. It's work. Running a rotation is work. It's the reason Uncle Saint don't run rotations in his 50s. It's too much work. Why? You know what I mean? That's my thing. Like, I ain't trying to do that. So when I hear anybody, again, I don't know who this dude is, but everything he's pushing, this rosy, oh, it's great, man. It's lollipops and candy canes, man. It's easy. If you get good at it, you're going to be having stories and da-da-da. Nah, bro. No, you will not. You just run your numbers. It is what it is, man. Run your numbers. You know what I mean? This dude. We got Sister Beautifully Animated Speaks in the house. What's good, love? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. But yeah, gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, man, it is not easy. I just want to stress that. It is not easy. It's not impossible. It just takes work, trial and error. You come in there and win on your best day, game on point, and you go after some woman who was average at best, and you will more likely not be successful on that run. It's fine. It is what it is. You just go to the next one, right? That's the game. You can't allow yourself to get disappointed. That's the game. You just got to keep going. Numbers. It's what it is. It's all about numbers. Sister Beautifully Animated. Dude talks like there are, let me see. Dudes that talk like this are out to steal money. Yeah. And it's not even stealing to me. They just out here trying to get money. You know what I mean? And, there are a lot of people out there, a lot of women fall for this and some dudes fall for this. When you lie, people tend to buy. That's all it is. When you lie, they buy. I can't sell you something if I'm saying, okay, you're only going to, your chances of success is going to be in the, low teens. You're not going to buy my product if I tell you that. You know what I mean? And low teens would be good. Oh yeah, man, you get 15% success rate is good. If you're going, you're talking about womanizing. People don't want to hear that. So you got to tell them it's 85%. So they buy it. It's great. It's easy. If you just do this, buy now and you'll be able to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? That one dude, who's the one black dude that was telling all the women what they wanted to hear, making millions, and meanwhile he was cheating on his girl and had her wearing militant clothes, defending him, cheating, wound up divorcing Derek Jackson. I think that's his name. He was lying his ass off, man, and women were buying it, bro. They couldn't get enough of it. So it is what it is, bro. It's the game. That's another aspect of game. You got to be able to see through that BS. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
On the other hand, in online dating, there are no rejections, which is probably a big reason why online dating has become the biggest source of new relationships across the entire planet.
Dude just said there are no rejections on online dating. It's nothing but rejection. You know what I mean? It may be saying you don't have to feel it in person, but every time you hit that you swipe the appropriate way, that you show that you like someone, or you send them a rose, or you send them whatever little gadget they have you buying. Let me pull this up. Every time you buy a rose, or you spend some money to send interest in this woman, and because you pay for it, that woman saw that you're interested in her and she still didn't match with you, that's rejection, bro. That's rejection. So to say, well, the best thing about online dating is there's no real rejection. Nah, man, that's a half truth, bro. It's all sorts of rejection, And then when you do match with a woman, you got to go through the whole process of talking to her. And if you know what you're doing, if you know anything about the game, you want to get her off that platform. So you need to get her either her phone number or another social media, maybe her Facebook, maybe her Instagram or something like that, depending on what age range you're rocking with. But you want to get off of that platform. That's part of the game. So if you can get her off the platform, which is hard, and if she's not an OF girl who's just trying to funnel you into her web to get more money out of you, right? And if she's not trying to sell you some insurance or anything else, if you get past all that and she's really into you a little bit, she's into you enough to give you her Instagram and you DM her over there, how long will that last before she forgets about you? Dude ain't talking about none of that. All that's rejection. All that's rejection. You can't let it bother you if you out here trying to get up and to get on these women. Brother Penny, get the likes up. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, Derek Jackson was the king of the grifters. Hey man, I ain't mad at him, bro. I ain't mad at him. That's on you. Somebody could talk you up out that bread, and that's on you. That's how I look at it. Maybe I'm wrong. That's how I look at it. But let's continue.
Guys who are terrified of rejection, guys who don't have the courage to do a cold approach can still get success with online dating. And you can do it in a way which is not emotionally taxing, which is not scary, which is not at all ever traumatic, etc. Right? You can just, sit from the comfort of your computer, swipe, swipe, swipe. The matches that come, and you never have to deal with a girl saying no to you. Never have to deal with a rejection. You never have to deal with a girl giving you a funny face. You just show up for the ones that like you.
I mean, 80% of women, well, most women online dating, when they do online dating, most women find the majority of men unattractive. They don't even want to deal with them. They don't even want to deal with them. That's most women. So this guy's like, oh, it's easy. You're in your pajamas, sitting in your room, just swipe, swipe, swipe. Bro, go check out Wheat Waffles. He did a good video on how many swipes it takes to get to an in-person date, right? How many? And he just did the numbers with a guy who was handsome. Like this dude was definitely not in the bottom 80. You know what I mean? It is not easy. And there is rejection involved.
And that's pretty good as well. On the other hand, in cold approach, you will take rejections. Even if you've been doing it for 20 years, you will still occasionally take rejections. But I would argue that's actually in a lot of ways a good thing, because the guys I know who learn cold approach and get good at cold approach become some of the strongest human beings I've ever met on the planet. And they actually get good at a lot of other things in life. If you can master the skill of cold approach, or if you can even just get through the pain of rejection and have that consistency and kind of, accountability and character to be even mediocre at cold approach, what that will do for you as a man in terms of your confidence, your ability to stick with it, your ability to achieve your other goals in life, it's absolutely incredible. So cold approach is one of the best formative experiences as a man. And I would pity any man who has not been man enough to step up and have that experience. So yes,
again, like, bro, cold approach. What he's describing is a good salesman. You don't have to go out here and just cold approach trying to holler at women to build yourself, build up your confidence. You can be a good salesman. You know what I mean? If you're the dude that can go out there and sell snowballs in Antarctica, you the man. You know what I mean? You got a skill set. So the stuff that he's saying thus far, bro, I wouldn't give it any weight. If you're any man out there right now, if you're out there and you're trying to, get on, it really starts with you. You have to be the best version of yourself, man. Like they say, bro, get into the gym, get your money up, get your style together, bro. Get out there, get yourself a nice little, stylish look. Figure out what your look is, get your accessories and all that. Get your grooming on par. I ain't saying being female with your grooming, but make sure you got a fresh fade or cut all your hair off, or make sure you got a nice beard or a nice mustache, goatee, however you rocking it. Make sure you carry yourself in such a way that people want to talk to you, and make sure you know how to hold a conversation. Right? Do these things. Set yourself aside. You set yourself apart from the bottom 80. If you look like you top 20, you look like that, you a top tier dude, guess what? Women gonna put themselves in your orbit. They want to come and find out. So make sure you know how to talk. Some woman's checking you out, man. You got everything on point. You know what I mean? You looking good, you smelling good, get your cologne game on point. You confident and everything. And she walk up and you're like, oh my God, how you doing? If you say that, it's over, boy. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? So get your greeting on point too. You get what I'm saying? So all the stuff that he talking about, I don't know about that stuff. You know what I mean? Sister Beautifully is saying, This dude gives out participation trophies. He sure does. He sure does. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? If you're man enough, yeah, if you're man enough. I mean, rejection ain't nothing, bro. We grew up with rejection. So it doesn't bother our generation. We got rejected by our parents. You know what I mean? We wanted this or that. Nah, we heard no all the time. I heard no 90% of the time. So whatever. I'm still gonna ask. Probably gonna say no, but let me go ask. Every now and then, oh, they said yeah. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Plus, this dude, I noticed when I was watching this video and see if y'all peep it, like this cat, his leg is shaking the whole time. His leg is just shaking like crazy. I'm like, that's not confident, my dude. That's not confidence. See if y'all peep it. Let me know if y'all see it.
You will take rejections. There will be fewer of them as you get better and better. You will take rejections though, and that's actually good for you. If you went through your whole life and never took a rejection, you would be a weak human being. On the other hand, if your goals aren't so much about building character and pushing your comfort zone, you're just like, Todd, I want to get girls on the most.
Look at his leg just shaking like crazy, bro. I don't trust people who got to shake like that, man. Like, what's wrong with you?
Pajamas at 3 a.m. without getting out of bed, without brushing your teeth, without shaving, without putting on nice clothes. You can just swipe from the comfort of your home anytime, anywhere. If you're in a boring business meeting and have nothing else to do, you can swipe and meet girls during that time.
If you're in a boring business meeting, you shouldn't be on your phone swiping, bro. You should be trying to make money, even if it's boring. You should be getting what you need out of that business meeting. So right there, lets you know, man, where this dude's head is. That's a bad example. Go get that money. Nothing should come between you and your money, especially swiping, trying to link up with some random women, bro. You wrong. You wrong for that. Nah. That right there, all right, nah, done. This dude I get where he's coming from, but again, it takes work. The fact that, like, oh, you could be sitting in your bedroom doing this and that, you know what I mean? But he's in your bedroom, at work, working out, you know what I mean? Walking down the street, you're constantly swiping. That's not easy, man. That takes time. You could be doing something else. You could be researching something. You could be putting together an organization or a group like the New Templars that we got out here in Tampa. We meet next Friday, right? You could be putting together a promotion, I don't know, hiring a DJ and having a little party. You could be putting together a backyard party. You could be putting together a comedy show. You could be doing whatever. That's what you should be doing with your time. Trust me, you want to get on with women? Be the guy who puts together the cool events. Be that dude. Be the guy who puts together the boating events. It ain't got to be no big mega yacht, but be the guy that puts on a cool little yacht party. Be the guy that has folks over his house in the backyard, man, for a cool little meetup. Be that dude. Be the guy who can get access to the hottest clubs and the hottest lounges in town. Be that guy. You're going to have women coming to holler at you, bro. Do that as opposed to sitting there swiping. If you got time to be swiping on your phone, you need to be working or in the gym, something. You be something at the range. You know what I mean? You could be at the range, man. You know what I mean? You could be doing something. I don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't like that at all. Sister Candace is like, yeah, I'm not feeling this guy at all. Me neither. You know what I mean? And then look, Beautiful Animated is like, oh, he's trying to get people fired. Exactly. You about to lose your job trying to pick up some random women on some, you know what I mean, dating website. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Is in terms of calorie burned, it doesn't get any easier in terms of the efficiency of meeting girls. And again, no need to get rejected. No need to build your character. No need to push your comfort zone.
I mean, look at this, man. This is great. Look at it. No need to get rejected. No need to build your character. No need to push your comfort zone. Just come to me and I'm going to show you how to do it. Easy peasy cover girl. We're going to get you a dime. No need to get rejected. All this no work needed. We're going to get you a dime. This right here, my friends, is absolute snake oil. Brother Pitney was right. This is absolute snake oil right here. It takes work. Ain't nothing but work. That's what it takes. Mind you, dude ain't talking. He hasn't mentioned a word about you as a man having the ability to hold a conversation. He hasn't talked about you as a man and your grooming and your style and how you smell. None of that. He hasn't talked about any of that. And next week I'm gonna do another video on this dude because he did a video when I guess his, the people that support him, his subscribers, wanted his take on Andrew Tate. So I'm definitely gonna react to that. It is what it is, man. Let's continue.
You just go directly to the source. I want a girl. This is where I get the girl. And actually, these days, you don't even need to swipe. A lot of my systems for online dating don't even involve me swiping. I just deal with the girls once I've already matched with them. Live game is, however, hands down the best way to learn game overall. It's the best way to learn charisma, the best way to learn flirting, the best way to learn how to keep a girl's attention. And through live game, you will learn all the stages of game. You will learn the approach, you will learn messaging, you will learn dates, all of that kind of stuff. If you know that you don't have the skills of flirting with women, you don't have the skills to hold a conversation with women, cold approach is the best and fastest way to learn those skills. It's also the way you're going to learn every single facet of game. You'll learn the cold approach and holding a conversation. You'll learn texting. You'll learn how to take a girl home. You'll learn how to run a date. You'll learn all of it eventually. However,
all right, we'll give him that. We'll give him that. He ain't, no lies there. Going out there, trial and error, going out there, meeting folks. Yes, that is how it works. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of rejection for various reasons. But learning how to start a conversation, learning how to, with a glance, tell if a woman's interested in you or not. Why waste your time on someone that may or may not be interested in you? Sometimes I do it. I'll tell people like, yeah, go talk to her. She has no interest in you whatsoever, but go over there and see if you can get yourself a 45-second, minute and a half conversation. See if you can do it. And then, yeah, that's just for practice. You're going to get that. You know what I mean? You need to go out there and talk to the ratchet chicks sometimes and get that. You know what I mean? They're going to hit you up sometimes, buy me a drink, buy me this, buy me that. Come up with ways to get, around that and through that. Yeah, he's right. Going up to people in real life, getting in these trenches, going out there in no man's land, that is the best way to learn. Absolutely, hands down. And what you learn from that will keep you going, throughout your pursuits, no matter where you are. If you could do it in person, you can certainly do it online. You can certainly do it with a text, you know what I mean? So I give him that. I'll give him that, you know what I mean? And Sister Beautiful is like, this dude is trash. That's crazy. We got brother G Complex in the house. What's good, fam? I got your message, man. It's on, bro. It's on. You know what I mean? We'll let you know what it is. You know what I mean? And then brother Dino's like, yeah, it sounds like he's selling his own app. Yeah, it does. He's definitely, I'm sure he's selling his course. Like I said, he's a dating coach. So I'm pretty sure he's selling that. You know what I mean? Good to see you, brother. G Complex is in the house, man. I ain't mad at you, bro. Dallas is in the building. You know what I mean? So let's continue a little bit with this guy.
If you specifically want to learn how to be good on dates, online dating is the best for that. In fact, a lot of times I'll have guys that are like intermediate level doing cold approach. Even if that's their bread and butter and that's what they love to do, I'll recommend they have to do online dating just to get date after date after date and get that dating practice, because you can get those dates quicker and more efficiently from online than you can typically from cold approach. So for holistic learning in game and learning the charisma and flirting and opening stuff, live approach, cold approach, absolutely that's what you want to do. But if you want to learn how to do dates, and pretty much if you want to be successful with women, you're going to have to learn dates at some point. Online dating is the most efficient way to learn that. Also for...
Man, I don't agree with that, man. That online dating stuff, man, really is a waste of time. I ain't going to lie to you, bro. It is really a waste of time. But if you're using it the way it should be used, online dating, Instagram, sugar sites, you know what I mean? All that together, day game, night game, you know what I mean? Doggy game, cold approach, all that together is what you need to do. You just have to do it. And you have to be equally skilled in all of those. And at the bottom line, at the end of the day, really, it's just running numbers. It's running numbers. Yeah, brother G Complex, man. Too bad you didn't make it tonight because you could have hit the little salsa spot. But tomorrow's gonna be cool, bro. Tomorrow's gonna be cool, man. We'll definitely get some we'll get some drinks, man, and we'll, you know what I mean, we'll make it happen. Brother Primal's in the house. What's good? Primal Studies, man. I see you, fam. So let's watch a little bit more.
For online dating, text game is huge in game overall. And if you want to learn text game as a beginner, you have to go out and approach a girl and get a number and then text her, which takes a lot of work and you don't get a lot of reps. Online, all you have to do is match and you can start texting. So if you want to learn text game, which is one of the biggest determinants of success in all of game, online dating is actually the best way to learn text game as well. Here's a
text game, guys. We all know this, people. How many times have we misconstrued a text message or something like that with friends and family, let alone, you know what I mean, people you trying to holler at? Text game is difficult. I do my best in the early stages. You know, you got to do the DMs. I keep it simple. I keep it very simple. I stay away from emojis. Right? I stay away from sending those hieroglyphs, bro, because you might send the wrong one, or they read it at the wrong time. Think how difficult, you know how difficult it is. We do a stream, an hour and a half or 2 hour stream, and I'm trying to catch up with the chats, and how some of the chats seem out of place because they sent it 45 minutes ago and it took me that long to get to it. So it's kind of out of place, or I misunderstand or don't even know what it is. That's texting. You want to come off of texting as soon as you can. You want to get them, I know it's hard, but you want to get them in person. Let's sit down. Let's go get an ice cream. Let's go get a smoothie. Let's go hit the park. Let's go walk around the park. Let's go do something cool. Get that established. And then, you know what I mean, you can rely on texting a little bit. But you get that one-to-one, she'll be more apt to call you. So this stuff he's talking about texting, like, bro, so many women get rid of dudes based on random text messages that they misunderstood. Didn't make sense to them. Right? And in that world, if you just texting, you out there, you doing the cyber stuff, if she doesn't understand something, bro, she's just going to ghost you. She's not even going to ask you what you mean by that. She's just going to ghost you. So right there, he should be telling folks, man, if you're going to text, keep it simple, bro. Keep it simple. Right? Honestly, if I plan on doing something like that, it's going to be like a text thing. I'm going to do it on a platform like Telegram, where I can take the message she sent me and I can reply to that message. So it's that message and then my response. So she know exactly what I'm responding to. You know what I mean? So, and sometimes, like, I've tried this a few times because, I was dealing with it with something, I was like, I put a little bit of work in here. I'm trying to get the payoff. You know what I mean? So I would highlight their message and I will put it at the top of the text. I will highlight, like, okay, you sent me this message. There's the message. And then I will respond to it. Because again, if they don't understand, or they think what you said doesn't make sense, or they get offended or whatever, they just ghost you, bro. It's done. They ghost you throughout all of social media. Is done. Block, done. So you got to be careful with that. Brother G is like, heck yeah, man, I'm down. Yeah, I got a spot for us to hit up on Saturday, man. A little rooftop joint, bro. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. We'll start there and then we'll figure the rest of it out. Brother Primal, I only text in emojis. Hilarious. Let them think on it and come up with the answer they want. That's hilarious, bro. Look, and Sister Beautiful, like, yeah, emojis are my best friend, bro. I don't do it. Not in hieroglyphics, man. I don't do it. Brother Primal, usually it's just this, right? Just the thinking, whatever, the cute thinking man emoji. That's crazy. Brother Pitney, iMessages on Apple products allow you to respond to specific messages in the way you're describing. Oh, cool, because I just got an iPhone. I didn't know that, but I'm about to start doing that. Good looking out, bro. Because Android didn't let you do that. And I just got an iPhone. So that's what's up. You know what I mean? And even Sister Beautiful is like, yeah, that's one of her faves, man. So yeah, that's how you got to do it. But just keep in mind, and I tell this to dudes, especially if they're new to the game, what this guy's talking about doesn't make sense. Now the mission should be face to face. I need to get a face to face. I need to get some one-on-one time first. And then you can, transition into the texting or whatever. But you want to get that one-on-one time first. You know what I mean? So let's continue.
The dirty little secret in the debate between online dating and cold approach. In cold approach, the girl will always look like her pictures, so to speak, because she's there in front of you. You know she's cute. You know she's hot. You go approach her. She looks how she looks. In online dating, unfortunately, there are times where you will meet a girl who does not exactly look like her photos. It does happen.
Y'all hear what he just said? there are times when she doesn't look like her photo. Kind of. There may be 98% of the time she's not gonna look like her photo, bro. You're gonna have to do some research. You know what I mean? If you on one of those dating apps, 98% of the time, that's not, especially when you get to my age bracket, that's not who's gonna show up. If they show up at all. Bro, I can't tell you how many times over the years I'll show up and then I'll see the person. And even my buddy Rook said this. He would show up and there's this one woman was like, "You look just like your pictures." Rook was like, "Yeah, and you don't look nothing like yours." I was like, "Bro, Rook don't play." Ladies, you're doing yourself no favors. You know what I mean? Post what you look like. In fact, post yourself with no makeup. Do that. Very limited makeup. And then when you go out, you have a little bit of makeup on, you're gonna make that much more of an impression. But you know, a lot of times women don't care about the impression they make, man, because they got so many choices, man. They got so many choices. So I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them at all. Brother Primal, they text a paragraph, I text a word, keeps them on their toes. Yeah, I've definitely seen that, bro. You text me a paragraph, I won't answer for a few days. Sister Beautifully, the one I use the most is the laughing face because I laugh a lot. I ain't mad at you, and she ain't lying about that. I see that laughing face all the time on all the different platforms that I see Sister Beautifully in. And she's like, "Damn, that's messed up." That DLC, I really want to know. Hey, it's keeping it 100, keeping it 100. Like Rook didn't play was mad. This was in California. It could take you an hour one way to get to that date, and you show up, and that's not the person. It was her from like 15 years ago. Man, listen. You want to talk about angry? So yeah, I normally when I was doing that, my latter stages of womanizing whatever, I would match with someone and I would immediately ask them like, what's your like? Are you on Facebook? Or are you on MySpace? Just like I said, it was a while ago. Or are you on? I would find out they're on some other social platform, and they'll say yeah, and I will go, ask them to send me a link, check it out, go through their pictures. I'm like, okay, that's her. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? If you go to their Instagram, for instance, and it's like no pictures, then I'm like, I don't know. Then I'll like send her a picture of me I'm out and about kicking it. Hey, I'm in the car, me and my daughter going to the mall. What you doing? Oh, and I'm at the park. Oh, cool. Send me a picture. You know what I mean? And if they refuse to send you pictures, then it's like, all right, that's that. That's that. You know what I mean? We're moving on. Because most women won't hesitate to send you one of their millions of pictures they have in their phone. That's like the easiest thing. You know what I mean? Sister Beautiful, like, I'd be pissed. Yeah, he was. You know what I mean? It's an old pic, her sister, her cousin, yeah, her friends. You know the game. You know the game. You know what I mean? Look at that. And Brother Prime was like, no recent full body pics, swipe left. Yeah, see, I'm not even on the dating apps anymore. I just don't. I haven't been on them for man, really. I tried it for maybe 6 or 8 months. I haven't been on them since. That's when I first moved out here. So that was like maybe I guess mid 2020 is when I was like, I'm done with this. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just done with this. And honestly, Instagram's the best way to go. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it's the best way to go. But again, you gotta know what you're doing. And shout out to Fresh and Fit. Their DMs on demand works. I've never done the course, but I know guys who've done it. That the DMs on demand work. What they're talking about works. Brother Pitney, recent developments in AI give women the ability to make significant enhancements to selfies before uploading. Soon, any girl you meet online will look dramatically different in person. Facts. TikTok has a AI filter that's scary. We did a show on it. They have an AI filter that is scary. It's scary good. Not only does it just give you that glow, you can tell when women use filters on Instagram, it gives you a good, but the TikTok one, it makes enhancements to your face, just like you're saying. Like it changes your nose a little bit. It'll do stuff to your cheekbones and stuff. It'll bring your eyes closer together and move them further apart. It does all sorts of stuff, and it looks 100% real. So again, that's why you want to get the face to face as soon as you can. Face to face as soon as you can. because that AI is going to take over all social media apps. So it's going to literally be no way to tell what they really look like. So good point, bro. That's a good point. And Sister Beautiful, I have a cousin who we share a lot of same features. We're the twin cousins. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Y'all just sending each other's pictures out. Brother Dino, online dating. I got to receive a current picture and chat before any date going to happen. But again, with the with AI making these photo enhancements, you just don't know what you just don't know what you get until you meet them in person. My thing is I'm always trying to meet in person or a FaceTime call. You know what I mean? Like you going back and forth, pictures back and forth. All right, cool. You know, y'all set a date or whatever, get a FaceTime call. Get a FaceTime and make sure they show their face. Like, yo, you got to do that. And if they don't, but again, the AI is gonna. I mean, we're like one step closer to the Jetsons, yo. For anybody out there who's old like me, the Jetsons was a cartoon, Hanna-Barbera, in futuristic world, right? It was like Flintstones in the future, and they would have masks that they would put on, and the Jetsons, and they would have these FaceTime talks. You know what I mean? And there was an episode where one of the ladies sneezed and her mask came off, and her face was all like messed up. It was early morning, and her hair was all jacked up. It was hilarious. But that's where we're landing. We're that's it. The future has finally made it. Brother Primal, there's also a trend of dudes using face apps to filter their pictures for dating profiles. Shaking my head. Yeah, because these dudes are feminine, man. These males, they don't understand the game. They out here using the same tactics that the women are using, man. You got to just go out there and be you. But that's what they're doing. I don't hate anybody's game, man. You do you. You know what I mean? Like if you're a short dude, be a short dude. You know what I mean? Like if you're an ugly dude, be an ugly dude. But have all that other stuff together, bro. You know, have the gift of gab. If you're gonna use a FaceTime filter, as a guy, man, and I've seen those pictures too. Like just kind of scrolling through Instagram, and you see the dudes with pictures, and they got that glow. I just shake my head, man. I just shake my head. So let's continue with the video.
Unfortunately. Now, that's not to say there aren't lots of girls who do look like their photos. It's not to say there aren't plenty of gorgeous girls online, because there absolutely are. But a downside is that occasionally you will go on a date with a girl and she won't quite look like her photos. That will never.
It's not occasionally. This dude is painting a picture that's way too rosy. It's not occasionally. I would say half the time, bro. I would say half the time. Would you guys agree with me? Is it half the time that you get these enhanced photos or photos from the past? What y'all let me know in the chat.
Ever happened to you in live game? Okay, so we've just talked about appearance. Now let's talk about compatibility. And on this one, online wins. You are more likely to be able to find a girl quickly who you're compatible with online than from live cold approach. I mean, just think of it this way. When you walk up to a girl in live cold approach, you don't know anything about her other than what she's wearing and how she looks. You don't know what her interests are, what her hobbies are, what her background is, what her education is, any of that kind of stuff. Online,
bro, this is completely wrong. If you think that you're gonna know that you're compatible with some woman based on her profile, bro, you high, man. You high. If you buying that, bro, I got a bridge to sell you. It's in Brooklyn. It's my bridge. I sell it to you. I give you a good price. If you meet someone in real life, yeah, you might not know instantly what their life ambitions are, what their hobbies are, but you'll know pretty quick if they're an asshole or not. You'll know pretty quick. You can tell by the way her mannerisms, man, her facial expressions, the way she's talking to other folks, the way she's looking at other folks. You can tell pretty quick in real life. Versus online, she gets to pick and choose what she's going to post. I can't believe dude said that. I can't believe dude said that. And I mean, I see why people are buying what he's selling, because he's just painting this rosy picture. That right there is just wrong. That just wrong.
You know all of that from the first moment. You can swipe through her profile and figure that out without even having to swipe on her, without even having to talk to her. You can sort through so many girls so much faster online and you can find that sort of chemistry. And especially if you're talking about relationship chemistry, because if you're just looking for a girl to hook up with, it may not matter if she has the same belief systems as you. But if you're looking for someone to raise children with, it really, really does. So for compatibility,
This is why dudes are getting wrecked online. This is why. I can't believe what he just said. He's basically saying that you can pretty much tell who she is and what she's all about by her profile. And we've already established that might not even be her picture on her profile. If it is her picture, it's from the past, it's enhanced. You have no idea who you're dealing with. No idea. This is probably why dudes be getting catfished so much. This makes no sense, what he's saying right now. It makes no sense. That's why his leg is like going so fast. He know he lying. He know he's lying. Like, bro, flip that around. Go and talk to these women in person. And you can find out who they really, you know what I mean, who they really are, what they really about. It's only going to take you a couple minutes to really get an understanding of what you're dealing with. Like, all right, she's giving you her representative. You can sit back and like, okay, I'm cool with this representative. Now, let's spend some more time and let's see how this unfolds. You know what I mean? Get yourself another 35 minutes, hour, 2 hours, whatever. Maybe meet another time, whatever. As opposed to the online thing. Come on now. The online thing, that's what the Africans be doing, man. Like catfishing dudes, getting them to break laws for them, holding on to stolen property. That's what the Tinder swindler did. He sold them women a dream, man, and robbed them. Well, they technically gave him the money, but you know what I mean? He sold them a dream and they bought it hook, line, and sinker. Yo, do not listen to what he just said. The best way to figure out who someone is to meet them in person, not to meet them online. You look better meeting their representative in person, the person that they're presenting in person. You feel me? And you can kind of filter through the BS in person as opposed to online. Dude, you spend 3 or 4 months with some dude with a woman online. Turns out that it's a dude. Come on, bro. And guys do be falling in love like that, by the way. They fall hard.
in general, and especially deep compatibility, there's actually a lot to be said for online dating. And speaking of online dating, I have students that once they get good, they literally go on a date every single day. And
there it is. I have students. That's his thing. He does the online dating thing. There it is right there. That's why he's pushing it. That's how he's making his money. All right, I get it. All right, it is what it is. Good for him, I guess. You know what I mean? Shame on those dudes who fall for it. Sister Beautifully, that's why the dude is trash. That's right. You know what I mean? Brother Pitney, yup, about 50 to 80% wild guys. Yeah, just making up numbers. Yeah, online, you don't know what you're getting, man, most of the time. You know what I mean? Sister Beautifully, that's why a dude is trash, because he's lying. He is lying. He is lying like a rug. I ain't mad at him.
I do mean literally. I don't even think that should be the goal, but they want to do it and they do it. So if you want to talk about getting reps of going on dates, you absolutely can get as many reps as you want. Another great thing about Cold Approach is that it is inherently a bit less superficial than online dating. Because in online dating, a girl's looking at your photo first, and if that doesn't pass a certain test, she's not looking further. In a live Cold Approach, you have a greater opportunity to convey your personality through your mannerisms, your eye contact, your vocal tonality, the things you say. And so you can sort of talk away your ugliness, so to speak. You have an opportunity for your game to supersede your appearance, for your game to give you access to girls that might immediately looking at you not be attracted. You can actually get them attracted with your game. So
I get where he's coming from, but you're not making them more attractive to you. You're not, you know what I mean, talking away the ugly, so to speak, or however he put it. Man, that's not the case. I mean, if you got a little bit of game, like we said, they're gonna look at other aspects. It's not just your looks. Where it is with men, men are drawn in. We like, young, beautiful looking women or whatever. They want, some dudes don't even care if you're young and beautiful. They just trying to get the Foxy Brown or whatever. They just want companionship. Men are different. Women, especially today, nah, bro. And it's like I said, you're gonna run through so many. You know what I mean? For every 10 women you try to talk to, you might be able to maybe talk to 1 or 2 of them. You know what I mean? For real. Just to get them to acknowledge you, really, just say hi. They give you a couple seconds and then keep it moving. So, nah, man, that's what he does, man. He does that online thing. That's And then we're going to talk about, because I don't even want to watch. We'll watch a couple more minutes and then we're going to switch over, because I just want us to start here. And then we're going to get into the type of women that are out there today. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? With the entry level chicks out here. What is it like? You know what I mean? And then listen, we're going to keep in mind what he was saying, and we're going to listen to what some of these women are saying, and understand how difficult it is. That these dudes trying to make it sound like it's so easy. You know what I mean? And it isn't. Brother Pitney, dating every single day is exhausting. It really is. Not sure who would want that. Facts. Brother Primal, why would you go on a date every day? Don't you have other stuff to do? Not according to this guy. You know what I mean? Talk away your ugliness, right? It's going to talk away your ugliness, man. Good luck with that. You know what I mean, Brother Primal? You have to meet a certain looks threshold. It's that simple. Facts. Right? He's describing Riz. I don't even know who that is. But yo, man. So yeah, we're gonna listen to just a couple more seconds, then we're gonna switch over.
It is less superficial in a way. On the other hand, in online dating, you can actually make your appearance better than it is in real life. You can have professional photos taken. You can airbrush your photos. You can take 100 shots and pick just the absolute best one of them. You can take photos of you doing the coolest things you've ever done and putting yourself in the best settings with the best people. And so while online dating is actually a bit superficial, you have a lot of control over that superficiality. And if you're willing to put the effort and actually intelligent effort in, you can actually get much better results, and you can appear much more attractive than guys who are actually physically more attractive than you in real life. So yes, online dating.
That's cap. We're going to leave it right there. That's cap. And I think everyone in here knows it. Everything he just said right there is a straight BS, man. Man, cut that out. Everything he said is what women do. If you hanging out with me and you take a picture, and then you're sitting there with your filter on, scrolling through 100 pictures, trying to find the best one, I'm going to ask you to leave, bro. Like, man, you need to go. You need to go. That's what women do. We're men, we don't do that. Man, take the picture. I don't care what I look like. I don't care if I'm looking off that way or whatever. I don't care. Man, go ahead and post that. I don't care. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, he owns something. And like I said, it's probably, getting him money. What's up, my brother from across the creek, man? The other side of the pond, in the house, boy. Kings and queens is in the place, man, in the building. Yo, DL, peace and respect to you too, man. I can't wait for us to do a show, man. I know I owe you an email, but we got to definitely do a show, man. I keep my eye on your podcast, bro. I like what you're doing, man. You're working hard, man. I cannot wait to talk to you, man, to talk about what's going on over there in the UK, bro. Welcome, man. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, we're just over here talking a little bit about this dude who's selling online dating. It's basically what he's doing to these poor suckers out here. You know what I mean? Like I said, fella, if y'all really looking for somebody, if you want to invest in yourself, if you're looking to pay some money, all right, you're looking to pay some money, holla at your boy. We're not going to do a Zoom call. We're not going to do online. Now, we're going to get out here in the trenches, man. We're going to pull you out the trenches. We're going to run into no man's land. I'm going to see how you act. I'm going to see what your game is right now. And I'm going to literally coach you like a regular coach would. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to, hey, man, give you some pointers, point out some stuff. Like I said, day one, when I first pull up, first thing I do is look at how you dress, man. Look at how you carry yourself, man. Don't be walking with your shoulders all slumped over. You know what I mean? Stand up with your head up high. You know what I mean? Poke your chest out, bro. You know what I mean? Make eye contact. Say hello to people. You know what I mean? Know how to move. Move with purpose. These are the things we do in real life. If y'all want, you want to invest some money into yourself, man, come holler at me. You can come down here to Central Florida. We can go down to Miami, South Florida. I can come to wherever you are. You know what I mean? Come holler at me. We're going to go out there. I'll show you what it is. You know what I mean? So go out here and get your face cracked. Go out here and get rejected. You will understand what it means to go out here and run numbers. Go out here and let you talk to a bartender. You think that she's your best friend and she loves you. Like, nah, bro, she's just doing her job. You know what I mean? I should go out here and show you that. You know what I mean? Same thing. Going to a strip club. I'll take your wallet. You can't spend any money. Go in here and see how long you can keep one of these dancers over here talking to you when you ain't got no money. You really want to work on your game. See how long you can get. See if you can get her to tell you her real name. That was always a challenge. More and more women, well, maybe here in maybe it's Central Florida, but yeah, back in the day, man, strippers would not tell you their real name. But little things like that. Maybe get you up here, get you up to speed, let you see how people run their game. Like, let you see why you shouldn't take someone out you don't know and spend $200 on dinner. That's what I do. That's what I do. You know what I mean? Riz is slang for being charismatic with women. Oh, okay, brother Primal. Cool. Now I know something. You know what I mean, brother Penny? Riz is just another term for game. Being able to talk yourself up to a girl that may not have originally been interested in you. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We just say we snatched her. Y'all snatched that one. Snatched her, bro. She wasn't feeling me, but I snatched her. Get a number, whatever. See you later. That's what we used to say. But again, y'all know I'm old. Brother XFO's in the house. What's good, fam? Awesome shirt today, DL. Good afternoon. That's right, man. Yeah, man, I got to rock on that. I rock with the Voltron, bro. Got to rock with the Voltron, man. Y'all get y'all a good look at it. Yeah. Rock with the Voltron. I'm trying to get my hands on the Voltron shirt that had all the cars, the old school people know what I'm talking about. This is the Voltron with the lions. It's the most popular one, but there was a Voltron where they had cars and like dump trucks and stuff like that. It's kind of like a Transformers thing. Like all the vehicles would make one monster, and they would all they make like so all the vehicles would combine and make three smaller like tank type things, and then they would break apart and make a Voltron with all the different cars and helicopters and stuff like that. It was cool, man. That's old school right there, bro. You know what I mean? So we're gonna move on. So we heard what he had to say, and all the stuff he's talking about with dating and this, that, and the third. I want to bring up some stuff that just going to not debunk what he's talking about, because there is some gems of truth in what he's saying. That's what makes him so dangerous. There are some things he's saying that's not necessarily wrong. There's some stuff he's saying is just outright wrong. But we need to see what it is with women today, these young women. And I'm telling you, you listen to this guy, I don't see you being successful without going through a whole lot of heartache and going through a whole lot of money. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not trying to trash the dude, but it's just like, come on, bro. Brother Dino, Brother DL, when you dated online, you use search items, i.e. height, profession, education, color, interest, etc. It allows you to reach hundreds that are your match. When I did I do that? Yeah, I mean, when you go through the profiles, it will ask you for that stuff like interest and this and that and religion and color and, you know, height and weight. And you know, I always get bored with that. Yes, but I never would spend the time that they wanted you to spend doing it. I would always just put generic stuff in there because I really didn't care. I wanted the biggest net possible, and then I would sort it out in real life. But yeah. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I never had a successful long-term thing with a woman I met online. Never. I had a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? We did a lot of bouncing up and down. You know what I'm saying? We got our wiggle on, both of us. I've had that, but I never had anything. There's no one I met online that I'm still cool with today. Put it to you that way. And when I meet women, like regular cold approach, whatever, 98.8% of the time, I'm still cool with them. To this day. People that I done hollered at, whatever, I'm still cool with them. So it was definitely like, you know, it was a thing there. You feel me? It was more real when I met someone in real life versus meeting somebody online. Yeah, I was, you know, the difference would be like we smash, but the ones I met in real life, we stayed cool. And the ones I met online, they would smash and they'd be gone. So that kind of tells you something right there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Voltron hard. Yes, sir. You know, I love Voltron, man. But so we're gonna do this is what we're about to watch now is coming from the Whatever podcast. In this particular episode, it says proof women lack self-awareness. But there's a portion of this clip that I want us to watch and listen to the way these young women feel about men. It's just the way these young women feel about men. So this is kind of crazy. Like when I watched this, I'm like, yo, this is kind of, it was eye-opening. And again, I'm way older, but it's good to hear these things. And you know, like, yeah, these are young women and people like, well, they just, you know, these are the exceptions. I don't know. This might be closer to the rule. So let's check this out.
Everything you've said so far, you're like validating men's feelings way too much over women's feelings. You're like, no, but men, we can't find women because they think they're a 10. Let me finish. And then like you see us and then you're like, but you're like, you consider yourself a 10, but what if you're a 4? Okay, then if I go up to a guy and he's like, yeah, I'm not interested, we usually are like, all right, and we move on. But men, when you reject them, they're like so hurt about it. Like they just can't like seem to control their emotions. And then they want to place it on us like we are somehow like they are somehow the victims.
I'm not saying it's your
Now, that may be her experience. That might be experience of a lot of these young women. There's so many young males out there that are feminized. And I can see that. They get their feelings hurt. They've never been rejected before, right? These dudes never been punched in the mouth. These dudes go out here and they might get in their feelings. They might not. I don't know dudes like that personally. But again, I'm way older. She might be correct. You know what I mean? I ain't tripping. But you can see she's kind of like, whatever. If I approach a guy and he's not with it, I just move on to the next one. Women only approach the top tier guys. So it's there might be a dynamic out there where these young women are taking on more masculine roles and approaching what they want, trying to eat, trying to hunt, and the dudes are more feminine and being hunted. That could be the case.
fault, but what I'm saying is that in the current culture that we have,
It's our responsibility to
I-
aim
But
lower.
look-
I think in our current culture, lots of girls they truly believe that they deserve the best of the best.
As
What's
you
wrong with
should.
that?
That's a problem because
No.
what
But
about
okay,
all the
no.
other guys out there?
Let me just come in really quick.
And like the dude, I guess one of my only complaints about the Whatever Podcast, and please go over and check out Whatever Podcast on YouTube. Go check them out. I mean, they putting out some good product. You know, that dude Brian is working hard. He brings on guys who are just like quote unquote your regular run of the mill guy. Like lately, he's been bringing in guys who are a little older, a little wiser, and you know can defend their positions and argue and debate. You know, what I mean, way better than the guys that were coming on before. You know, this Brian dude to bring on some young dudes like this guy. This guy right here isn't really articulating what he wants to get across. He's having a hard time doing it, and these young women are getting the better of him. Right, so these girls are sitting there, and they're going to be all of them on the same team when it comes to what she's talking about here. You know, these guys getting in their feelings and whatnot. But I just wanted to put that out there. Check this out.
If you're an average woman, you deserve an average man. If you're an average man, you deserve an average woman.
No.
If you're an average woman,
No.
you don't get a top tier guy. Point blank. Period.
And you won't. You
but
won't
we're
get a top
okay
tier
with
guy.
that. You guys are so scared of being alone, and that's the problem. Like cope,
Yeah.
like really, like cope with being single. And if
You're
you
talking
like,
about guys?
I'm talking about guys. Like if they want to, like go up in the scale, then be better. Why aren't you telling them, be better, focus on your
We
appearance?
do. We do.
But they're not doing it.
That's true. That is true. There's some truth there
like
that
if
guys
you go
have work
to
to
a
do.
club,
Yeah.
like
So right off rip, like, she's saying, tell guys to do better, and that's the thing. Women see the clips, these young girls online or whatever, they see the clips, but they don't watch the clips where dudes are harder on dudes than they are on women, right? No one watches the clips where Kevin Samuels was just beating down these dudes, telling them to do better. Like, you living it, you fat, you know what I'm saying? You short, you're fat, you're out of shape, you're not making any money, you live in your mom's basement. You don't deserve to be with any woman, let alone a top tier woman, right? And all these girls are here like, no, we all gonna want the best guy. We want the top tier guy, right? They hate the Fresh and Fit platform because Myron and Fresh will sit there and tell them, you don't qualify for a top tier guy. Now, if you run up to the top tier guy, he'll smash you. He'll blow your back out, and then he'll send you on your way. Run along now, run along. You're not gonna be able to lock him down. Now, if you are a average woman and you manage to lock down a top tier guy, good for you. Then yeah, that woman deserved that guy. If she's able to lock him down, good for her. If she's able to put in the work to secure that dude, good for her. Good for her. But these young ladies ain't thinking about that right now. They out here having fun, getting their back blown out, having the time of their life, and it's not gonna click with them until they're older. And we got some, you know what I mean? We're gonna run some numbers on that.
Literally, I would say 90% of the men there, I'm just like, nope. And
Wait, 90% of the men?
yeah,
at
in
club?
clubs are like, nope.
Y'all peep that? This young lady just said it. She goes into the nightclub and she'll say 90% of the dudes in the nightclub do not qualify to her. They're not up to snuff. 90% of the dudes in the club, she's like, nah. She's only gunning for 10%. I'm glad she's being honest.
And then maybe, let's say one of them comes up and he's like, all right, like, let's dance. From there on, it depends on how he talks to me, how he treats me, and the vibe. Like, it's no longer just appearance. So let's say he's like, you like a 5, you know, and I'm like, all right, you know, like, let's dance. Depending on how the conversation goes, depending on how he's being with me, even if he's a 5, like, that can either go down or up depending on his, you know, actions, personality. And I feel like men are just so stuck up on how they look that they don't work on the rest of them, like themselves.
And you hear that? Men, they're so stuck up on their looks, they don't work on the rest of their attributes, is what she's trying to say. And here's the thing. The top tier guys, they're making money, they're constantly working on themselves. But they don't have to worry about women because they're top tier and the women are lining up for them. So from her point of view, it's like, well, why don't you treat me better? It's like, because I really don't care. I'm just trying to smash you. And that's the part they don't want to hear. Right. And again, these are young women. So on this, I don't watch a whole lot of their content, but I've watched enough to understand that most of the women that he brings on his platform, college girls. Most of them are like, you know, between 18 and 20, 21. They'll bring in some older, more established people's, you know, women at times, but the majority of them are just young college women, and they're in their prime and they're beautiful. And I mean, so they're telling the truth. They're telling it. They're speaking on it from their point of view.
As if it's not as important.
Are you talking about money, like finances?
No, that's not even like.
Well, you said work on the rest of themselves.
Yeah, like personality, like conversation. Like, I have met so many attractive men that are just ass when it comes to conversations. So no matter how cute they are, like, if we can't even hold like a basic conversation, like, there's no point.
Okay, and that
So if you meet this young lady online, if you're a young guy, you match with this young lady and you don't have any conversation, it's a wrap. She just said it. She just said it. And she's only looking for the top 10%. If she's looking for the top 10% in person, she's probably looking for the top 5%, right? So if she hits you up and you get a date, which is hard to do online anyway, more often than not, they're going to flake. So let's say she, you know what I mean, she agrees to meet you somewhere and she shows up and she's looking good, you know what I mean, and you can't talk, it's over, right? So it goes back to what dude was talking about. Online dating is easy. No, it's not. It's even harder. Like, you need to know how to hold a conversation. If you're going to take out a woman, especially a young woman, she demands to be entertained. That's what she's looking for. Entertain me. Make me laugh. Right? She's going to look at you like the court gesture. But if you coming off that way, you're going to have to come off a certain way. And there's only one way to learn how to do that, and that's trial and error. So these young women right here, they ain't playing. They want the absolute best. I ain't mad at them.
makes sense. But even like when we talk about now looking for high value men, because you're still looking for a man that's going to take care of you and that's going to provide and do all these things and hopefully look good looking too. If you're looking for that type of person, but realistically, like, that girl that's looking for him is not holding her, you know, maybe she doesn't look good. Maybe she.
Yo, not to beat up on this guy right here, but this dude right here talking, I mean, he's probably over 6 feet. You know what I mean? He's probably fit. You know what I mean? It's hard to, I bet you he's tall. You know what I mean? He's fit. You know what I mean? He's getting on chicks, but he can't engage in this conversation. He doesn't need to be able to. He probably came out of there with some numbers. He probably done hooked up with some of these girls after the show, right? Because he is over 6 feet. Bruce probably like 6'1", 6'2". He's already in the top 14 percentile. You know what I mean? These women checking him out. He's probably got a little bit of bread. If he ain't got bread, he's clouded up with his buddy. He's over there with Brian. So I mean, he's on his way. These women are going after him. He's probably ran through a couple crews, and I bet you this dude don't have game like that. They just coming at him. Yeah, he just coming at him. You know what I mean? So when I see this, bro, it is crazy. Sister Beautifully Animated, she's saying Sailor Moon or whatever sound like she had a hard time talking. Am I tripping? Yeah, she had a hard time putting her words together. Same thing with the dude. They probably hooked up. Be honest with you. And she goes on. She said, "Oh, that explains why she talks. That's like a wannabe Kardashian." Facts. You know what I mean? And Beautiful Animated says, she's like, "Yeah, they should have these ladies with the last guy to debunk the lies." Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm glad you made that point, sis. This is what's out there, gentlemen. This is what's out there. Right? And you think what dude was telling you, is dude going to equip you to deal with this? No, he's not. Not with all them lies. He's not going to equip you to deal with this. Right? He's talking about sending you into battle, you know what I'm saying, with nothing. Well, you know what I mean? Nothing. Like, here, I'm going to show you how to set up your HD TV. Now go into combat. What? I don't even know. You didn't even give me a weapon. I don't even know how to move. I don't know what's going on. You just showed me how to put up my TV. Yeah, you'll be fine going to battle. These women ain't taking no prisoners, and they shouldn't. I ain't mad at them.
She does look good, but maybe she doesn't bring other things to the table.
Okay, then he can move on. Like,
would
why is he
definitely
so
say-
obsessed with that?
I would also
He
say
will
like,
move on.
Women aren't unhappy if they aim high and miss. We're unhappy if we aim low and we hit.
Bam. Did you hear what she said? Women aren't unhappy if we aim high and miss. We are unhappy if we aim low and hit. Right? Rolo Tomasi, shout out to him, says this all the time. Women would much rather share an alpha than be saddled with a beta. This young girl just said it. She just said it. And then all the girls at the table are agreeing. They're like, huh. So all this cap about they won't share a top tier guy, high value man. Yeah, they will. Right? They'll share him, or they'll get knocked up, have his baby, and then find some dude that's gonna raise that child and take care of him. Alpha seed, beta needs. Again, that's one of the things that Rolo Tomasi talks about. And she just said it. I ain't mad at her at all. She's being 100 with it. We don't mind shooting up and missing, but we get mad when we shoot down and hit. That's crazy right there.
Or you could just be with someone who's on your level.
But why?
There's that too.
Like,
Like,
why are
why
you
is
guys
that
so obsessed with being like, "Oh, I'm average. Why don't you pay attention
Well,
to
because
me?"
this is what's leading to unhappy.
I'm average. Why don't you just be with someone average? Because you average too, baby. You average. That's that, man. They're doing their best. Like this dude, Brian's friend, is doing his best to explain it to these young girls, and they're just not hearing it.
Women later on in life. Like,
no, where are
yeah,
you
it
getting
is.
these stats from?
Well,
Women
I'm sorry,
yeah.
you're showing
enjoy
us how
being
we're
single.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
women are very happy being single. Like, why do you think they're not
You're
getting into
actually very
relationships?
unhappy being single. You might be
I
happy
like that
right
he's
now
telling us
when
our
you're.
emotions
You might
right
be
now.
happy
Are you
right
an
now.
incel?
No, you might be happy right
Oh
now
my
when you're in your
gosh.
prime. When you're in
Okay.
your prime, you might be happy,
But
but later
then-
on in life, you're gonna want to have a companion. You're gonna want to
Okay,
have
How-
someone.
How
that
do
you're-
you know that? Actually, a lot of
Because
people are getting
I'm-
older, staying
Yeah.
single, and
Well,
just
you-
getting fucking hobbies
they've
over
done-
men.
The demographic of people that are on the most antidepressants are women in their like 40s to 50s or something like that. Chase, are you in the chat? Can you get us?
Yeah, and then they go in and talk about some of those stats. You know what I mean? The most unhappy human in America is a woman in her 40s making $100,000 a year or more, single and childless. That is the most depressed, most unhappy human in America right now, according to the studies. According to the studies. Like, it is what it is. These young girls are having the time of their lives because they're at their peak, right? They're gunning for the best guys. It is what it is. But when they hit their 30s, everything's going to change because they're not going to be getting the same success. And they're going to realize that, I need to lock somebody down. and they're still going to be shooting for that top tier guys, but then they're going to start shooting down, like they said, and they're going to be mad when they find a guy who absolutely loves them, adores them, puts them on a pedestal, will work himself to death. They're not going to be happy with that guy. They'll deal with him like, all right, you know what I mean? They'll get married, whatever, doing the thing, and 80% of divorces are initiated by women in America, right? So I wanted to play that part because I thought I was like, yo, because like I said, they went into it and they were telling these young girls, like, look, you feel that way now, but when you get older, it's going to change. It's going to change. So, well, I want to show you guys this real quick. Here it is. Let me make it bigger. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me bring this up for you. And again, these are the talking points that you see in the manosphere all the time. I think you guys can see it. The number of single women in the U.S. is expected to increase 1.2% every year. So, every year from 2018 to 2030, compared to a 0.8% increase for the overall population, this is likely going to result in 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 who will be single and childless by 2030. Right? And that's the sentence I really should have just read you. 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be single and childless by 2030. And this study was conducted by Morgan Stanley because they wanted to know where to put money at in the future. That's a scary stat. And those young ladies that sit at that table and those ladies that sit at the table on Fresh and Fit podcast, those are the women that they're talking about. Women are coming up. The ones who are like, when we don't mind shooting up and missing, those women, right? That's a scary thought. And then you can go and look it up yourself when you want to look up the prescription drugs and who's on antidepressants. If you want to go look up who the most unhappy human is in America, it's those women. I think those women would have I think the age is between like 38 and like 60 or something like that. Making $100,000 a year, single and childless, on all kind of drugs, antidepressants, bro. So that's scary. And you know what I mean? And just keeping it 100, man, it's sad. Why? Why are women looking past the guys that love them? These dudes out here, they're not going to cheat on you. They're going to pedestalize you, right? They're going to cook for you, clean. They're going to do all that stuff. But you don't want that guy. Why? We're going to get into that in a second too. We're going to get into that right now, as a matter of fact, because we have another clip, again, from Whatever Podcast. Shout out to them. Shout out to Brian. He used to do pranks, I think, and he's moved into this space. Fresh and Fit has shown guys the way, because this is very profitable and this is what people are talking about. So, Fresh and Fit has definitely shown people the way. They are trailblazers. And I would say Whatever Podcast is the one podcast that has thus far gotten the closest to replicating their success. I mean, Whatever does a good job. You know what I mean? But, Myron and Fresh, they're the originals. But, and there's a bunch of other people that tried it, and they don't realize how tough it is, difficult. When they're sitting down, talking, with these people, it is hard. It is hard. But let's check out this. Was another clip, and there was a young woman talking about how money doesn't mean anything in relationships, how she wouldn't have a problem taking care of a guy, right? I want you guys to definitely hear this.
Women between the ages of 18 to 30, single, for both men and women, who are single, who have never been married, and who have no kids, women out-earn men.
Yeah, okay. That's great.
Women are out-earning men.
Yeah. Like when they have no kids, right?
No kids. Women out-earn men.
She's
Like amazing.
She's like, no
look,
kids.
Yeah, no kids.
So
like when we have kids, we are like one step behind from men.
women tend to prioritize different things once they've had children.
They tend to prioritize Like if we both have like decide to have a child right now, who is gonna carry it?
Well, yeah,
9
exactly.
months.
You, exactly.
It's gonna be
Okay.
me, right? Even
Yeah.
if you prioritize your children, it's gonna be me. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be one step behind on my promotion than you.
100%.
So
It'll put you out of work.
let's not
It'll put you out
talk
of work.
like the thing about salary gap. That's the thing. Like if you don't carry the baby, if the promotion is not the same,
Okay, I want to bring it back to if it's equal now, we don't see women flying guys
I
out.
didn't say it's equal now.
You
The
just
money is equal.
You said the money is. You literally
No.
agreed with him. You said yes, it is equal.
No, it's equal. Yeah, I think about when we get like the equal payment, equal possibilities. It's gonna be.
All right, so and we've heard this argument a bunch of times. You know, you talk about the pay gap and all that kind of stuff, and the thing with the pay gap, and this is something I agree with. And I've heard Dr. Jordan Peterson say this. I've heard Myron Gaines say this. I've heard other people say this. If women got paid less than men, then corporations, entrepreneurs would only hire women. You feel me? So if I can hire this guy or this girl to do a job at my company making widgets, and I got to pay the guy more than the girl, I'm going to hire the girl 100% of the time. I'm going to save on that labor cost. That all goes back to the bottom line. It doesn't make sense. Right? Yeah, there, and then, you know, I'm sure everyone here has heard the arguments, you know, women are less likely to argue and fight for these pay raises or whatever, or demand more. I get all that. But when women do fight, right? When women aren't agreeable at work, they'll get as much money as their counterparts, if not more, right? But when it's time to have a baby, yeah, the woman has to carry the baby. And then she's going to take time off when the baby gets there and, you know, get nannies and au pairs or whatever. Or if she's married, her and her husband are going to figure it out. And she's going to get back to work. Yes, you know, if you decide to have children, yeah, you got to make a choice. You can't work climb the corporate ladder while you're still raising the babies. You're going to have to make a choice. So I get that. You know what I mean? So they were talking about this a little bit, but she was talking about like money doesn't make any difference in the relationship. It doesn't matter. And I want to get to that part so you guys can hear it.
Equal because
So
time is
you're saying
changing
It's not
we're
gonna
right
be-
now.
it's
we're
gonna
not getting
be
equally
equal.
paid then right now, right? Is that what you're
Actually-
saying?
If you look at Scandinavian countries, if you look at Norway, you look at Sweden, these are countries that have done the most that they can to legislate equality between the genders. You actually start to see more significant differences, for example, in the careers that men and women pursue.
Yeah.
Whereas if
women
you
are more mostly like a lot of women go to social jobs and
Yes.
men are going to like I don't know science. Oh,
and do you think that's even in the societies that are the most equal? That suggests to me that there is something innate within men and women, that we have sort of innate different preferences on average.
that could
Right. And basically what she's like, you know, women tend to want to deal with people, men tend to want to deal with things. I've heard this a lot too. Whereas women want to get into fields of study or social fields where they can go out and help people, or nursing and things like that. Guys tend to get into, you know, science, technology, engineering, and math, or jobs that are like, get your hands dirty, you know, working on oil rigs, or, you know, laying pipes, you know what I mean? Dealing with sewage, you know, dealing with the high wires, like the high electrical wires and stuff like that. Guys tend to do the tough jobs because they're going to get paid more for that. And women tend to do the jobs they're going to work with people, and it tends to pay less. And they don't. So when they talk about the pay gaps, they don't normally compare apples to apples. But they're starting to do that now, and that's why you don't hear about the pay gap as much, because it's not really there. In fact, here in America, more women are graduating from college than men. And we all know you make more money when you have a college degree, and women are out earning their male counterparts right now today in the big cities. You know, San Francisco, LA, San Diego, New York, DC, places like that. Women are out earning men right now. That's going on today. Right. So let's continue.
Could be it. Yeah, obviously. I think
Yeah.
women are more social in some terms, but that has nothing to say with like why women are not pursuing broke men when they have a lot of money. I don't get like the causation of why women that have a lot of money can't date a broke man, or why
They
they don't
can.
they don't
There's
They
exceptions.
do,
They do.
but
We're not
yeah,
saying-
why
in
That's
general, we're talking in general.
General.
In general,
In general.
a woman who's making that much money will only mainly seek for a man making as much money or more than her.
Whereas a dude who's doing, the more money a woman makes, the smaller her pool of potential partners. Whereas
Mhm.
the more money a man makes, the larger pool of potential partners he has.
Yeah, and this goes into the hypergamy argument, right? And again, I'm gonna be referring to Fresh and Fit a lot because Myron Gaines is pretty much the standard bearer on all this kind of stuff, because there's more content out there with him explaining this to women. The more money women make, the higher they go up the social ladder, the higher they go up the corporate ladder, the more doors close when it comes to long-term relationships or suitable potential spouses. But when a guy makes more money, the more money he makes, the higher he goes up that social ladder, the higher he goes up the corporate ladder, more doors open. Why? Guys don't care about how much their potential spouse makes. How much money your woman makes means nothing to a guy, especially if he's making a lot of money. The top tier guys. Whereas women, it does. Women want a guy, generally speaking, that's on her level financially, if not higher. And it's called hypergamy. Right? So that's normally the dating strategy that most women pursue, especially the women who are higher earners. They want a guy that makes at least as much as they do, if not more. And there's all kind of stats on that as well. And this young girl's about to get an eye-opening experience right here on this podcast with the women sitting next to her. Women don't want to take care of dudes. Dudes don't have a problem taking care of women. Right? It doesn't matter. If I meet a woman and she's, slinging coffees down at Starbucks, I don't care. You know what I mean? If she's what I want, I don't care. But if I'm slinging coffees down at Starbucks and I meet some woman who's making $200,000 a year, she's not going to want to marry me. She might want to have some fun, whatever, but she's not going to want to marry me. It is what it is. We understand that. I understand that. I ain't mad. You know what I mean? I ain't mad. Sister Beautifully is saying, that's why you don't settle. Settling leads to failure most of the time. That's from something we said earlier. I would challenge you to think about, settling. Like, okay, here's the thing. When men look at it, men don't think that they're settling, right? They'll meet a woman who's not making as much as he's making or whatever, but, she's what he wants and they're going to build a life together, and the dude is cool with that. For a woman, it's like, this guy's not making, I'm making $150,000 a year. He's making 70. She's not rocking with that. For her, that would be settling, but that still would be a good life. If he checks every other criteria and the only one that he doesn't check is the money, that's the only one he doesn't check, I wouldn't consider that settling. Y'all still good. Y'all still good. Y'all still knocking on 300,000. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. But again, it's one of those things. Like, I would challenge women, especially wealthy women. It's like, look, if you're making 200,000, if you're making 100,000 a year, right? You're in the top 14, 13% of earners in America, right? You're already in that. So you're in the 13th percentile. So you look over at your male counterparts, right? 13%, let's say 14%. Half of them are taken, 7%, right? Let's say half of them are fat or whatever, gay, whatever. You're down to 3.5% of available dudes. And the thing is, all the women want those dudes. So it would make more sense, I would think, to go after that guy who's making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. He's into you and y'all can build. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't consider that settling, but a lot of women do, because that financial threshold is a thing, especially for successful women. It's a thing. Brother G, there's also the Equal Pay Act that was put on the books back in the 60s. Yeah. Definitely. You know what I mean? And then there, affirmative action for me. I got hired under a clause for affirmative action, no, I got hired under a clause for veterans. So there are all kind of clauses out there, bro. And you know what I mean? And it's needed. It's a shame, but it is needed. I never would have got hired were it not for that clause, the Veterans Relocation Act. Shout out to the United States government. I never would have had my career were it not for that.
Because men and women value different things in a partner.
Why are you saying you don't know what to say? Is that
I don't really get the causation. Why?
I feel
Why?
like that's just your opinion.
Yeah, I don't
That's
really
not-
see like there's no.
Yeah,
I
like,
wouldn't.
what
I
are-
wouldn't
what
do
are we
it if
supposed
I
to say
if
to
I
that?
get if I have a lot of money. I don't really care about the guy having much money or not much money. I don't care.
And you're an exception. You're an exception.
Yeah, she might be telling the truth. She might be telling the truth. She is the exception. Most women care, right? I don't want no scrubs. A scrub is a guy can't get no love from me. They don't want no scrubs. You know what I mean? Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bill? Can you pay my cable bill? Hey, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Don't nobody want no broke. There was a song when I was coming up. Broke. Hey, dude, I don't want to curse because YouTube be crying now, but don't want no broke, man. That was another song from way back in the day. It was like kind of like a house kind of thing. Don't want no broke, man. That's what it is. I mean, Brother Penny's like, yeah, bust out the delusion calculator. Yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of young women don't like seeing that, and they're all like, manifest this, manifest that, which is hilarious. You trying to manifest a man? Man, how about you manifest a career first, shorty? You know what I mean? Like, or if you're trying to manifest a man, you're gonna have to manifest, a better frame, prettier face, something. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to manifest, get them bodies erased, something. You know what I mean? It is what it is, though. But you're right.
You are probably you're probably one of the few that do that. But in general speaking,
Okay, ladies. Then I ask you guys, what do you think? What do you think about that?
About what?
Okay.
Say it again, Sarah?
Would you date a guy if you have a lot of money? Would you date a guy that owns less than you?
Absolutely, I don't
want,
care.
I want to add to that. So I want to ask you two. You guys you're 26, you're 30, correct?
Yeah.
You guys have careers, correct? Can I ask your salary currently? Like, you don't have to tell me the exact, but give me a range.
80,000. Same.
80,000. Okay. Would you guys date a guy that makes 30,000? 40,000?
At my age,
Mhm.
no.
Oh, what about you?
If I love him and he has the ambition to be
He's making
bigger,
he's going to make
better?
40. Maybe by the end of his life, he'll make 50,000.
No.
Bam, there it is. There's a difference between the young girls and the older women. There it is right there. She's sitting there flanked by two modern women who are making money. And she's like, well, wouldn't you take care of a man? And then you got the young girl on the end who's dressed like a sexy nun. I don't know why. I mean, it's California, man. Like I said, they call it Hollyweird for a reason, y'all. People walking around like that all the time, just dressed the way they dress. It's crazy. You know what I mean? But the other young girl on the panel sitting there, she was like, yeah, I wouldn't care because you're young and you don't have nothing. That's why she said that. She's young. She ain't got nothing. So yeah, whatever. I'll take care of him. And the redheaded girl like, no, I'll take care of him. It doesn't matter. The two women who's sitting there making $80,000 a year and they fine, both of them fine. I think they're Brazilian. The one on the left is Brazilian with her arms folded, and the other one, she looks maybe she's some variant of Asian. I don't know because I didn't watch the whole show, but I think the one with her arms folded is definitely Brazilian. I saw one of the clips; they had a Brazilian flag, and I think that was for her. But the thing is this: women ain't gonna take care of some dude, and that young girl is sitting there like, what? What about the sisterhood? Now, older women are like, girl, you better get on board. Hypergamy right there in 1080p. Let's continue.
So, like, my point, like, for me, I wouldn't date them because it just means that we have like different ambitions and different passions. Like, I'm passionate about my job and my career. It's very important to me. So if I have someone like laying down on the couch the whole day, I'm not gonna think he's as sexy as me. But I would date someone who is making the same salary as me at my age.
Yeah.
Same salary as me or more. So he could lay down on the couch if he's bringing in money. Like I make what I make just by waking up. You know what I mean? I don't have to go out and get it. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It's like I wake up making money. So she's saying just laying around doing nothing. That guy wouldn't be laying around doing anything. He'd be taking care of the house. He'll be making sure everything is cool, cleaning the house. He'll be full blown Mr. Mom, taking care of the baby, which saves the family money. But that's not how they see it. A dude would not care. Like if I'm dealing with a woman and she's home taking care of the home, she ain't sitting around just eating bonbons, but she's really taking care of the home, supporting supporting her man, supporting what's going on. A guy doesn't care. He wants the family. Women care. And this is why, right? By 2030, 45% of women between 25 and 44 are going to be childless and alone. Let's continue.
Or
The
more.
same salary or more.
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
for sure.
That's
Okay,
exactly
so
You
what
now-
I'm
have to
saying.
think about your future. I
But, like, it doesn't
understand
need
when I
more
was
than me.
younger and I was like, I don't care about money, you
Uh-huh.
know, but as you grow
Exactly.
older, you have to think about the family. If you want to have kids, it's expensive, right?
And
you
you're
need
18,
somebody
right?
to be in
Yeah,
the
I
same
don't want
team.
kids.
Exactly. You're 18. So as you get older, it's kind of more of like, it's more of something that you're going to think about a lot more often. Can you guys agree with that? Because you're now looking for a man that can provide and secure some stability with you and your family. Obviously, you don't want kids, so that's not something you're thinking about. But
And that young man was right. You know what I mean? I gotta give it to him. He was able to articulate his points of view. He did a pretty bang up job. Shout out to him. You know what I mean? Let's give him a little shout out. Shout out to the young dude. He was able to get that conversation, to get that argument out there. He's probably been watching Fresh and Fit, have a healthy dose of Fresh and Fit, so he has this argument down. You know what I mean? And Brian is right there to bring it all home, right? Like I said, shout out to whatever podcast, man. Go ahead and check them out. But there's one other article I wanted to pull up, which again, that was really good. All right, here, let me pull this up real quick. I'm setting it. Bam, there we go. So this is a thing out here, y'all. This is a real thing. And again, this all ties into the dating world. You're gonna go into the dating world, listening to that guy that we were listening to at the top of the program. You're gonna go and try to get these women to holler at you. Come on now. Those two hot women right there talking about they both make $80,000 a year. The average guy in America makes around $5,500 between $55,000 and $60,000 a year. That's the average salary in America. And I think the average average dude in Florida is making like $50,000 a year. He's 5'8", 5'9", right? That's the average dude. So do you see what you need to do just to get into the game with these women? That's why you need to really enhance your game. You're gonna need to know how to talk. You're gonna need to know how to adjust to all of the traps they're gonna throw your way. Right. And then you're gonna have to understand your mission. If your mission is to smash, so be it. That's just a way to do that. And if you're looking for a long-term relationship, bro, you're gonna have to get your money up. Period. You're gonna have to get your money up. Because women ain't messing with broke dudes, especially if she's making $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 and up. She's not messing with you unless you're making more than she is, at least as much as she is. And what did they say? Well, if he has the potential to make, that's gonna have to be part of your game. You gotta have potential. Maybe you can get her to fall in love with you, get into the house, but eventually, if you ain't making that money, she's gonna get rid of you, right? Brother Mandrell's in the house. What's good, fam? What's good, bro? So this is from the New York Times, right? This is from the New York Post, April 14th of 2023, New York Post. Women are struggling to find men who make as much money as they do. Right? Women are struggling to find men who make as much money as they do. The original article came out September 25th of 2019. I'm sorry, guys. I read you the wrong date. September 25th of 2019. And the numbers have only gone up. Like I said, women are making more money than dudes in most of the major cities today. And we all know women are graduating from college in higher numbers than men today. And we all know if you have a college degree versus those who don't have college degrees, you're going to make I think it's a little over $1 million more over your lifetime, over your career than people without degrees. So we know all this, right? So this article right here, man, was a pretty good one. A good man is hard to find, especially in this economy. The country is facing a crisis of broke dudes, according to new research from Cornell University, and it's left successful ladies single and disgruntled, right? Why they mad if you making the money? Why you need a dude that makes the money? Can't you just get a guy to love you? What happened to Prince Charming? What happened to unconditional love? So many women I talk to, young women especially, it's some older ones, unconditional love, Prince Charming, all that. They'll say they believe in that, but Prince Charming has to qualify. You can't be Prince Charming and broke. If she making $150,000 and Prince Charming is only making $80,000, it ain't gonna work. Keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? This is why. This is what's going on today, y'all. You know what I mean? And brother, XFO is like, fall in love, win potential. Yeah, bro. Brother Life of Cash is like define broke. Like, shout out to D on the crew. Back at it again. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, brother. Life of Cash is in the house. You know what I mean? Act Ozzy's in the house as well. What's up, fam? I see you. You know what I mean? Always a pleasure to see you. Most love is conditional, as XFO. Yeah, all love is conditional, man. When it comes to females, bro, it's conditional. Men can love unconditionally. Well, I take that back. Men don't. Well, no, I'll stick with it. I would argue that when you're dealing with the woman, her love, is always going to be conditional unless you're dealing with your mom. But like you out here trying to find your woman, that love is going to be conditional. I would say that a man's love is unconditional. If he loves you, he loves you. It's unconditional, right? Because I was gonna say, well, you know, if you lose, if you let your body go, this and that. Nah, men, think about it. 80% of divorces are initiated by women. That tells you that men don't initiate divorces, right? We know in America, like America's a country full of fat folks, right? 75% of the country right now today, 75% of America is either obese or overweight. 75%. You feel me? So we know if you're in America, chances are you're going to get big, man. It is what it is. You got to work to keep the weight off. And that's what dudes want, a woman that's fit, friendly, feminine, right? And, you know, a lot of, you know, we get big. A lot of us get big in our older age as we get older. And those dudes don't leave their wife. They still don't leave their wife. Ag Ozzy, broke equals 10% less than her. Right. Facts. Life of Cash, please like and subscribe. Yes, please like and subscribe. Y'all appreciate that. Life of Cash, men love idealistically, women love opportunistically. Absolutely. Shout out to Rollo Tomasi. That's where I first heard it. Men love idealistically. They love hard, bro. That's why men get so crushed. That's why they do what they do sometimes. They get crushed. They don't know how to handle it, right? They get blindsided. They don't see stuff coming because they are 100% idealistically in love, whereas women, they love opportunistically. And once they realize I'm not getting what I want out of this, bye. Women plan, men react. Shout out to Perry Davis Jr., man. Life of Cash. Hey, bro, next Friday, man, I'm meeting. I started a group here. I started a group here, man. We're meeting at the International Mall, a cigar joint. Hit me up, bro. You should come through. Just a bunch of like-minded guys. We call ourselves the New Templars, man. Come through. It'll be nice to see you. If I'm not mistaken, you here in Central Florida as well, bro. I think. If I'm not mistaken. I think you're up here. You might be down the way. I'm not sure. Remind me. Remind me. Let's get back to the article. Right? So let's see. In the study published in the Journal of Marriage and Family, Cornell sociologists explored America's declining marriage rate. They discovered a lack of financially eligible bachelors. There are a shortage of economically attractive men. Lead study author Daniel T. Lichtner tells the Post, although we like to think marriage is based on love, he says, it also is fundamentally an economic transaction, and women want partners whom they can call their equals. Lichtner also, who has been studying marriage for 30 years, says the gig economy and a lack of good jobs have contributed to the dearth of well-to-do dudes. So has the fact that women are outpacing men educationally, upending the old age dominance of the male breadwinner over the past 5 to 10 years. Yeah, it used to be dudes they brought home the money and women took care of the house, but women getting their own bread now. Now it's the case that more highly educated women are marrying down. Men have to get with the program. Women will, I'm telling you, man, I don't know if they'll marry down, get their wedding, and they'll move on to, get rid of you and move on with their life. Single New Yorker, Gina thing, man, y'all know I can't read this one. She has theories of her own about fella femin. This woman right here. Oh, I remember this article. She's saying she finds it generally that dudes these days just do less across the board. She's a nurse practitioner, by the way. Their parents have coddled them and taken care of them, and they just don't get out there and make more money. There's a little, I get a little bit about that. You know what I mean? And it's the same could be said for women. The 38-year-old Upper East Sider stressed that she's not looking for anything outrageous, safety and security as far as finances go, but she's still coming up empty on dates. Yeah, because she's probably in the top 20% of earners in the country, and she's living in New York. She's probably in the top 10% of earners. She says it's because the men she goes out with don't feel the innate push to succeed that she does. She's like, I think for years they've always just taken their role in society for granted, and I think they're just getting lazy culturally. All right, so these women are just coming out here saying this stuff. Morgan Jordan, a staff administrator at a South Carolina college, says she's also struggling to find a partner on her level. I don't even consider myself all that successful. I just make a living wage and I'm comfortable, says the 32-year-old who lives in upstate South Carolina and recently paid off her student loans. But the majority of guys she meets can't say the same. You know what I mean? And it goes on and on. Women are just out here like, well, I can't find somebody who's basically going to take care of me, so I'm not messing with nothing, right? It is what it is. Women want you to make more money, or at least as much as they make before they can consider you, as a viable candidate. And here's the thing. So they're not settling, right? They're not settling. They're just going to buy dogs and live alone. And this is bad. And they're not having babies. This is bad. Almost half of women by 2030 will be single and childless, bro. Single and childless. We're talking 7 years down the road. Half the women out there. This is not good. We're gonna have to bring in more. Immigrants. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to bring in more immigrants. So it's one of those things, man. Yep. Tampa meetup down. Hit me up, bro. Definitely, man. We not today, but next Friday, International Mall, bro. We get together once a month, man. I say I'm in there like swimwear. It's good. You're gonna have a good time. There's some cool cats too, man. Some young dudes that are cool, bro. Yeah. Can't wait to see you there, man. And it's a cigar bar. I didn't tell you that part. It's a cigar bar. I hope that's not a problem. But we definitely want you to come through, man. We're gonna have guest speakers and the whole nine, man. We're doing some good stuff here. Last good man in Jersey. What up, fam? How you doing, bro? You said that article is cap. Women have more degrees but still earn less than men on average. Too many women are aiming for six-figure men and not realizing they aren't enough. There aren't enough to go around. Yeah, man. I mean, there are plenty of studies out there. This article is an old one, but there's some articles out there now. They claim that younger women right now are making more than their male cohorts. Just coming out right now. New York, DC, and LA were definitely on the list. I want to say Seattle was on the list as well. They're coming out. They're making more than their male counterparts in that cohort, that younger cohort. Was that the 25 to 30-ish range? They're making more money. It's a slow transition. It's a slow trend to women making more money. They're finishing college in higher numbers than men. At least that's what the talking heads are saying. You know what I mean? Brother Life of Cash like love cigar bars in his zone, bro. It's a cigar bar right in International Mall. It's right next to the Latin place. I forget the name of it. King Kona, I think is the name of the cigar bar, whatever. Hit me up on Instagram, bro. I'll send you the information. It'd be great to see you, man. I'm glad you're coming through. So, yeah, last good man in Jersey, man. That's what they're saying. But I agree with you. Women are gunning for the top tier men. And the problem is if they're not getting those top tier men, they're not, they're just going to be alone with their, just going to stay alone with their kids. No, I'm sorry. They're going to stay alone with their dogs because they don't even have kids. They got dogs and cats and ferrets and stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy. Again, back to the top of the show, we had the guy, the coach, the dating coach guru guy, right? How are you going to be able to deal with these women online? Like, they're not even going to deal with you, bro. Right? The guy was saying you can just sit online and swipe and just wait for them to swipe and like you, and you just go out and set up your dates and do dates every day. All that stuff was cap, bro. All that work for what? And then like the numbers, when you really run the numbers, bro, honestly, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get off because I gotta take my daughter to her mom's. Like, I'm running late. I was gonna go just an hour and a half, but I'm running late. So here's the thing. If you go out there and you running numbers, let's say you just want to go out there, you're trying to womanize or whatever, and you're just gonna run numbers. If you make an approach, however you meet them, online, in real life, whatever, 100 women. Out of that, let's say 50 of them will either stop or like you or something like that. And that's a big percentage, right? Let's just say half of them are like, okay, they're willing to hang around long enough to hear your next move. Right? So you got 50 women. You ask, okay, now you're at the point, you're in the DMs, you texting, whatever. You ask them out. Half of them are going to outright say no, right? So you're going to be like 25 women who are like, okay, agree to go out with you, right? Of that, right, about half of them are going to flake. Half of them are going to flake. Right? So let's say 15 of them flake, you left with 10. 10 women that actually show up to the date. They show up to the date. Right? And you figure out of that, at least, 3 of them, they're not going to look like the picture or whatever. They're not going to be who they advertise to be. You're not going to find them attractive. You're not going to want to mess with them. 3 are gone. You're down to 7. Right? 5 of them have terrible attitudes. So you're just like, oh, man, I don't like that. You're down to 2. And of that 2, you might smash 1. Maybe. After 2 or 3 more dates. Maybe. That is a lot of work, right? To get to that 1 or 2. You know what I mean? You started with 100. That is a lot of work. Now, some people will argue like, oh, man, the percentage is more like, 8 to 12%, whatever. All right, let's say you get 12 of them. That's still a lot of work. That is a lot of time, energy, and effort trying to holler at some chick, and all you really get out of it is some Foxy Brown. Right? And we saw the type of women that are out there. We saw it. You see it. Fresh and Fit, whatever podcast, you see it. You know what I mean? Just Pearly Things, for those of you who are still watching her, you see it. King Richards brings them on. You see them. These are just regular women, a cross section. That's what you want to deal with. Is the juice really worth the squeeze? You know what I mean? Now, there are people out there who will argue you can go to places like the church and other places to find some pretty wholesome women. All right, if you say so. If you say so. The point is, it's really hard to find someone that's into you like that. It's really difficult. It's difficult for men. It's difficult for women. It's hard out here, y'all. It's hard out here. When you add hypergamy to it, and when you add, dudes don't want to commit and all this other kind of stuff, we haven't even gotten into the whole single parent stuff, baby mama, baby daddy, all that kind of drama, right? People are just struggling with mental health. Everyone thinks they get a trophy. Everyone thinks they deserve a trophy. All that kind of stuff comes into play, y'all. All that comes into play. It's really difficult to find someone, and it boils, especially in this country, and it boils down to, is the juice worth the squeeze? So that leads us to men understanding that there's a problem, and we all know men are problem solvers. So what's the easiest solution? Go elsewhere. If you're having a hard time in Tampa, maybe you want to go to Fayetteville, North Carolina, or go to Roanoke, Virginia. You know what I mean? Or go to Walla Walla, Washington, if that place even exists. Maybe you want to go to Grayling, Michigan. Go somewhere where you have a better chance of getting women whose values might be similar to yours, or who might be a little more, what we would say, wholesome. You can try that. But understand this. Social media, Instagram, has opened up the entire world. So those women in these remote little locations, they got Instagram. And they're fine. And they're not posting any thirst trapping shots or anything like that. They're just wholesome. And the top tier guys want them too. And guess what? They will not hesitate to fly them out. Little short, they be like, yeah, I got flew out to Dubai. I got flew out to the UK. I got flew out to Tokyo. They won't hesitate to fly those women out. I'm not saying she's doing anything, but we know what it is, bro. I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Shout out to Kanye West. That's the only song of his I like. Poor Kanye, crazy. So is the juice worth the squeeze? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all tell me. But that's it. We're done. That's the show for today. Hope y'all enjoyed that. I'll be back tomorrow with tomorrow 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about Judge Thomas, and we're going to talk about this Air National Guard kid. Brother Mandrell, if you're there, but I'm going to hit you up to see if you can come, and give some insight. We're definitely going to do that. Because yeah, we need to talk about that. What Clarence Thomas is doing right now is insane. And what that little airman did, that Air National Guard kid, what he did, man, they should lock him up. They should lock him up until my grandkids let him out. That's how long they should lock him up. You know what I mean? Brother Life of Cash, like, bet we could talk shop about finance, economics, and AI and tech. Yes, we can, and yes, we will, bro. Please come through. We are having those conversations. We are definitely having those conversations with the new Templars. And it's good times. Brother Life of Cash, Fresh and Fit guests have said that women use dating apps for attention, views, and followers. Big L. Yeah, they do. And they get it. Those DMs are full, bro. If you have any females that you're cool with, your girl, like somebody you're not, either you done already smashed or somebody you ain't really trying to smash, well, a family member or something like that. Ask her, hey, let me see your phone. Pull up your Instagram. Let me see what's in your DMs. Right? And if her Instagram is public, man, you're gonna see all kind of stuff in her DMs, all kind of thirst trap, all kind of, winks and hearts and this and that. All kinds, bro. Nothing but attention in there, man. Dudes, like I said, there's no shortage of simpletons out there, y'all. No shortage whatsoever. Dudes have no problem leading with their wallet and doing what they can. No problem at all. So yeah, last good man in Jersey. I just looked up that research. There are about 10 cities in all of America where women are beginning to out-earn men, but across the rest of the country, they generally earn less. Yes, and this is the beginning of that trend, brother last man in Jersey. This is the trend. As women continue to complete college in higher numbers than men, they're going to continue to earn this money. Like, I know we got this recession is coming up. It might be a little bit of a depression. This is going to hurt. It's going to be a gut punch. But on the other side of that, women are going to continue to earn more because they have the degrees and their male counterparts don't. Unless there's some sort of sea change, bro, I'm telling you, give it 10 years. Give it 10 years. I think it'll be the norm. I mean, and again, it was, those numbers are just like crazy. Life of Cash at Last Good Man in Jersey. In Jersey, examples, federal government, GS schedule or starting salary for an MBA and JD grads for top 10 schools are typically the same. Word? That's crazy. Brother Carl's in the house. What's good, fam? Have a great weekend, dear Saint. And to all, you too, bro. Have a good weekend as well, bro. We'll be here Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, we're going to be talking about that Delilah spirit. We're gonna talk a little on Sundays. I'm always gonna pull up something from the Bibles on Sundays. 2 p.m. on Sundays, I'm gonna bring up these Bible stories or whatever and talk about that sort of stuff. So this Sunday is gonna be we're gonna be talking about Samson and Delilah. But Saturday we're gonna be talking politics. So Saturday will definitely be a downrange podcast sort of day. Life of Cash, shout out to DL and all the Saints marching in. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Shout out to you. Life of Cash TS top secret clearance means a hell of a lot. Privileges come with responsibilities. Yes, they do, man. I can't wait to get into that, man. Top secret, clearances. You could be a private, you could be an E2, E3, whatever, E4. You got the clearances and you got access. You can pull that stuff up. The Army, the military has to definitely sew that up. But, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. Thanks for dealing with me. Man, y'all know sometimes I'll be on the struggle bus when I'm trying to read, bro. Some of these words just be blowing my mind. I don't know. It must be something going on in there. I'm going to have to get fixed. You know what I mean? Hopefully I can fix it with a blunt because y'all know I'm retired. Maybe I can get a doctor to write me a script. Like, yeah, smoke this, bro, and eat these brownies and you'll be able to read better. We'll see. We can always hope, right? We can always hope. Thanks for rocking out with me, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I know I enjoy rocking with y'all every day. We're going to keep doing this. Thanks for reacting to the shorts, man, and those likes out there are really helping grow the platform. I'm going to continue to put out those YouTube shorts. I got another one I want to put out probably today. We're just going to keep doing it, man. We're going to do the YouTube shorts. We're going to do the DL shorts. We're going to just keep rocking, y'all. We're going to keep rocking. This summer, I'm going to go even harder, man. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to be out in the trenches. I'm going to be out there in no man's land talking to people, you know what I mean, having conversations. I'm definitely trying to get some young women that are willing to sit down and really talk about their experience in the dating marketplace today. And I'm gonna try to keep it 100. Just let them talk, and then throw in my 2 cents when they're done. I'm not trying to ambush nobody. I'm just what I'm be doing. If y'all know anyone who'd be willing to do that, yo, please hit them up. Give them my Instagram, or you just let me know, and I'll reach out to them. And we're just gonna continue to keep this platform conversation going on all topics. You know what I mean? Why? Because I really want to know, man. XFO, what's good, man? Appreciate the love. Brother Damon, I was in the house, man. Appreciate the love. And that's all I got for y'all, man. I'm DL Saint, man. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.
I got to learn how to